Hi, I'm Shaul. I bought a new lens. It's the 55mm f1.8 Meike Pro. Now, 55mm is one of the most boring focal lengths for general photography. But I still find it useful. I'll explain why a little bit later. The main reason I bought this lens is I feel a duty to test any modern lens with the potential of portraying some depth, some true-to-life imagery. Those lenses are harder to find these days than ever. Most lens manufacturers these days strive to resolve the potential of those high resolution cameras, 40 or 50 megapixels. And that means that the rendering or the look of the entire image takes second place. The Meike 55 Pro was designed to directly compete with one of those legendary lenses, the Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8, which is known for its true-to-life deep look. Now, the design itself, the optical design, is quite different. The Sony Zeiss lens has only 7 elements and none of them are ED glass. This lens, on the contrary, has 11 elements in 8 groups. 2 of them are low dispersion elements, but there are also 2 high refractive index elements, which might give it a spark of some pop. Now, according to the formula I developed, this lens is supposed to be mainly flat, because it has less than 4 ED elements, but more than 10% of its glass is low dispersion. Behind the last ED glass element, there is a thick chunk of high refractive index glass, which might create some dispersion. Dispersion increases pop. In the reviews of this lens, there is criticism on its chromatic aberration, which bodes well for its poppiness. From images I've seen online, there is some hint of pop. I already have more than enough lenses in this focal range. However, none of them are native Z-glass, and they all require some sort of adapter or a lens with lifelike rendition that also behaves natively on my camera, which is a Z-mount, is certainly interesting to me. It might offer better autofocus, more straightforward operation without all those adapters. Let me switch to this lens so you can see how it performs for yourselves. And I will explain what I use these focal lengths for. This is what the image of this Meike 55mm looks like. I found that the best focal length for portraits for me is just above 50 millimeters. At this focal length, you can take a portrait from a conversation distance. The camera is located about 1 meter from my face, and it's a comfortable conversation distance where I can speak to my subject quietly. This distance also creates a natural perspective where the nose is not much closer to the camera than the rest of the face. So the proportions of the facial parts looks natural. On the other hand, it's not too far, so there is no compression of the facial features, and I find that this proportion looks natural. Anyway, another advantage of this focal length over longer ones, such as 85 millimeters or above, allow me to include more of the environment in the portrait, which is something that I always prefer. I like taking those photos where the subject is part of a scene, and this focal length allows me to include a few elements of the scene. There are two major factors that affect the rendering of a scene. The first one is the lighting. Side lighting specifically enhances the shadows and the highlights in the scene and increase the perception of depth. The other factor is, of course, the glass itself, and more specifically, the amount of dispersion that is allowed. Dispersion creates chromatic aberrations or color fringing, which allows for more microgradation, a slight blurring of edges. And that also increases the perception of depth, because the portrayal of curvature appears more natural to our eyes. It imitates the way our eyes work. You can refer to many videos I made before. In order to test the rendering of this lens, I had to compare it to other lenses in the same focal range. I took a series of portraits of the same chap, all in the same place, in the same lighting. Each photo was taken a few minutes from the previous one, so the results might be quite comparable. In that way, I eliminated the effect of the lighting on the rendition, and what is left is only the effect of the glass itself. Looking at those images, I, of course, formed an opinion about the rendition of each of these lenses. But I would like you, the viewers of this video, to pass your own opinion. So I created a survey, which I will link to in the description below. I would ask you to look at each of those images and try to rate it on a scale that ranges between flat and lifelike. If you would like to participate in this survey, please pause the video now and open the link in the description below. Next, I will display those images in a random order. I asked the chap to stay still during this series of portraits to the best capacity could, but I messed up because it took time to replace the lenses, replacing the adapters or adapter combinations, because with most of them I used more than one adapter. I achieved focus by either the lens internal autofocus motor or by autofocusing adapter made by TechArt, where the lens does not have an autofocus motor of its own. So shooting this entire series took me about 10 minutes, and the chap lost his patience. What I got was much more interesting than just a series of the same portraits over and over again. This series actually shows you why I like to take portraits. It gives you an idea about who this person is, rather than only what he looks like. You see, behind this series there is a story. I would call this series attention span. According to my impression from those photos, on the more technical side, I would say that the only visible flaw when you look at the entire image is flatness. All those photos are as sharp as they need to be. You cannot detect any chromatic aberration unless you really pixel peep and enlarge the view of those photos. I will not tell you what my impressions are from each of those lenses, but I will show you which lens was used to shoot each of the images. To conclude, none of those lenses are completely flat. They all have some pop to one degree or another. But as you may have noticed, the rendering still differs between one lens and another. Pop comes in a scale. There are degrees to pop, to true to life rendition. The amount of pop does not correlate well with sharpness. It doesn't correlate well with the type or the amount of coatings on the glass elements, or with vignetting and other technical aspects of the image. It's a separate characteristic of the lens. Right, I think this will be all for today. If you haven't yet answered the survey, please do so. The more data I have, the better I can compare my impressions to the consensus, at least to the consensus among the viewers of this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again soon.